So, of course, I mean, we know in opposition, our current president, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, was against the former president, Ado Dankwa, Ado Showboy, electing more Supreme Court judges into the judiciary because he believes that would politicize that institution. And today we find him nominating 7 more. But here is the thing. During opposition, he makes the point that, look, what the then president, who is now former president, Nana Akufo-Addo, was doing was not right. So, in effect, this is not a man who would come and do the same thing, because we would all agree, it is clear that when it comes to selection of judges, I think the people who have benefited from that privilege a lot would be the MPP people. So if this man is coming and wants to see a balance, and thereby by wanting to see a balance, he nominates 7 people, we can't be seen saying that is politicization of the institution. Because why? This is a government that wants to do so much in 4 years, and they can't have a judiciary that will be impeding progress and all of that. So there must be some form of balance.
I usually would say Obia Boa, but this Imam Omwa. I think we are at a point in our democracy where it is true, we have to speak truth to power. We are all hypocrites. I keep telling you that the people leading us, they are the pro-Marx versions of us. We grew up with them in schools, in churches, degree, SS, masters. We know them. We are the same people. There must be something there. There must be something there when you taste power. It changes you. Because when you're in opposition, you have all the sense in the world. You will give all the ideas, and immediately you come to power, then you tell us, hey, I didn't know. This government shouldn't have that excuse because you have been there before. If we are politicizing the thing, you know because you've been there before. Yes, I know the previous government, which is Nana Addo's government, the bar was so low that now we felt like the judiciary were taking stands, like issues come and it's highly political, and you have one person saying the law is the law. I don't mind what anybody says. Without looking at the optics, I always preach about. Right. So this Imam must be applauded. First of all, perhaps he's the 3rd person to speak truth to power, apart from Emmanuel Amakufibua, the famous last State of the Nation address of Nana Akufo-Addo. Who again?
The GJA
president. GJA president, speaking truth to power. Yeah. And I think this Imam, he's done really well.
But in all of this, okay, now it begs the question, has the president acted out of law? In all of this? Because, I mean, this is a man who wants to see some balance or fairness. Would that be wrong for a leader to want some sort of balance in the 3rd arm of government? It's not just any...
But why do you fix something that is not broken? Is our judiciary broken? Yes, it's debatable. Don't say, go and do your findings.
Our judiciary today, why? Are you happy with our judiciary today, the state of our judiciary today? As we speak right now, the Chief Justice of that judiciary is going through a process for her removal. So how can you say this judiciary system is a good one when even the head of that institution is facing removal because of misbehavior and incompetence?
But why did you oppose when he wanted the Chief Justice, the suspended Chief Justice, wanted additional judges at the Supreme Court? Why did the NDC oppose it? I am not happy
but would history not teach us that judges who have been elected to the Supreme Court, majority has come from the camp of MPP. So let's find a balance and make sure that we don't have a judiciary system where all the judges judges are coming from one political system.
How are you saying they are coming from a political system? Is it not an appointment thing? So the fact that the president appoints a chief justice or a president appoints a judge to the Supreme Court, it means that that judge is automatically MPP. I beg to differ. These people are judges in their own rights. They are people who have conscience. Of course, as human beings, they will lean towards the left or lean towards the right. But you can't tell me that if a particular president appoints, so are we safe to say that these 7 judges appointed by John Mahama are NDC people? Is that what we are saying? We shouldn't come down to that level. The politicization of our judiciary should not be encouraged in any shape or form. We've come a long way. Charlie, this is what, 33 years practicing democracy, the Fourth Republic. We can't go that route. If we do that, the judiciary that is supposed to be the last place we get a solution to our problems, whether politically, socially, anything, we start politicizing it. Of course, we've seen judges taking goats and
Analysis number 12.
Exactly. Even those nominated crowd, we heard about a lot of allegations. The Chief Justice, suspended one, is even facing a lot of allegations.
So clearly, this is an institution that
you will never have a perfect institution anywhere, and Ghana's judiciary is not an exception. The Ghana's judiciary, they are not saints there.
But are we not to thrive to get there, where the aim is to have strong institutions like the judiciary?
Maybe we can consider the citizens voting for our Chief Justice and the people we even take to the Supreme Court. I think elsewhere they do it. They know that they have 10 Supreme Court justices or 9 Supreme Court justices. 8 of them are these people, 9 of them are these people. Let's just do something like that, because no matter what, a president at a point in time will appoint a justice to the Supreme Court.
For me, when it comes to a leader like His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, he doesn't come forth as... I'm saying this because I am comparing him, his regime, to the previous one we experienced. And we would all agree that even some people are still suffering PTSD from that previous. And looking at this current leader, there is a vast difference between the previous government, the previous leader, and now. And if I would go with that metric, I would say that this is not a leader that would act unilaterally or out of vacuum. And I strongly believe this is a leader who listens to advices. And hence, I'm sure he didn't do this alone, but in consultation with the Council of State. Because, I mean, the role of the Council of State, people most at times downplay it. But if you look at it, these are supposed to be the wise men and women of the land. And I don't think he will do this without their consultation.
You know, I have a lot of issues with our current constitution, but the Council of State, single-handedly, it is one body I find very in our constitution. Nobody can tell me otherwise. What is their use, really?
No, but how can you say that? These are a group of people.
Let me tell you why I'm saying that.
Right.
They are supposed to be the wise men. I don't know if there are 20 or 30 wise men and women. Are they not?
Yes.
Even when we had issues with parliamentary and judiciary clashing, did you ever see the Council of State even releasing a statement? They are only happy when they are having meetings to determine prima facie against Chief Justice.
Hey, you two.
Yes.
You two. Where is this coming from? No, don't do this.
Anything to help our country progress. All they do is go and sit and determine prima facie cases against Chief Justice.
Don't do that.
What else do they do?
Kingsley, don't do that. If
we
you
have
say
a situation at hand where our judiciary is now being politicized, and a body like Council of State is just sitting aloof.
No, but
distinguished men and women of high caliber in this country are sitting there, and we are all just watching.
You know what? How would you? I mean, when you were making your argument, you made it clear that okay, so should we say that for every president that elects a judge, does it mean he's from that party color? So how then, on what basis are you standing saying that we have a judiciary which is being politicized?
The basis on which I am saying this is that we saw someone criticize it when he was in opposition. He comes into power. It is because, again, the president has appointed more than half of the people on the Council of State. They can't even speak truth to power as we are commending this Shia Imam for doing. They can't do it. We know our constitution needs help, but it is time for voices that are supposed to be neutral, voices that are supposed to say something and let peace prevail. The judiciary is a no-go area. We shouldn't toy with the judiciary. Everything in this country is now MPP and NDC, from grassroots to the executive level. What is that?
Well, I agree with you largely that when it comes to the judiciary,
what is largely? Agree with me. With
no, it's not everything.
Okay.
Yes, it's not everything.
What do you disagree with?
It's not everything because yes, I agree that an institution like the judiciary, that its sensitive nature should not allow anything political to go close to it. Yes, I agree. But in the same vein too, of course, people who lead the country come from a political party. So that political factor cannot be taken out completely. So I like the point that now we should rather start building a system where we have critical voices speaking to power when we feel no, this is not right or this would not lead the country in the right direction. That I agree. We need more of those voices because, of course, for a strong nation, you need civil society organizations, neutral people whose voice carry weight in society to speak up when the time, and not to be quiet when even people are going through oppression. And that is why today some of us are still angry with these bodies. And I know you are angry with Council of State because during Akufo-Addo's time, we went through a barrage of hardship, but we didn't see anything coming from them. So yes, I agree, we should have critical voices like this speaking up when it is needed. But we cannot completely take that political factor out. It would always be in there.
Honorable Imam, you've done well, but maybe you would also not get this bashing or level of opposition if you had spoken during Akufo-Addo's time. You
exactly.
National Thanksgiving Forum to speak out. See, where we are heading to, it will get to a point, if you want to buy something from the markets, they will ask you which political party you belong to.
That's dangerous.
We don't want to get there. Because judiciary there, we can do our dancing around politics. Hey, people are insulting people. But judiciary, that is our last hope. Nobody should politicize that side for us. We can't go on if we politicize the judiciary. No. Well, but Chief Imam, kudos to you. Don't stop. Even long after Mahama leaves, he should be speaking. Maybe we should find him a podcast to be talking.
we invite him to Sauce and Pepper.
Otherwise, it will be a nyansa for you. And then when government changes, that's my moderator. But when government changes, we'll hear from him.
No, he says he was doing it in private. Now
they are so happy.
Why would
I won't go on again.
You go and look at him. Look at him. Well, tell us, what do you think? What do you make of all this? Do you think the Imam is right? Do you think we are politicizing our judiciary or we are keeping the balance? Let us know in the comment section. And whilst you're doing that, recommend this to a brother, a friend. Until we come your way next time, make sure you're a great citizen. We are.